Welcome back to Fixing Furniture. Today I'm going to show you how to repair a glider rocker with bearings that need to get replaced. Glider rockers, also known as nursery gliders, are great pieces of furniture until you start to hear that grinding or squeaking sound. It can be challenging to take these apart if you don't know how to do that. So I'm going to show you step by step how I take this apart, how I size the right bearings and order the replacements, and put it back together. It's not a difficult job. Typically you just need a socket wrench, a screwdriver. I'll show you how it's done.
As a furniture repair business, we're opening the doors to our workshop to show you the tools and techniques to repair furniture.
The front rail here, you can see this has been broken off.
We give you tips to make your repair projects easier. Let's get into the workshop and start fixing furniture.
There are four key parts to a glider rocker and how it operates. The first is the chair itself. There's also a platform on the bottom that's stationary. Then you've got glider arms, and then you've got stretchers that connect those glider arms. Now, it'll be a little confusing for me to show this to you as this is assembled, so I'll take it apart and then show you all the different pieces and how they work. On this glider rocker, I'm missing a bolt and a bearing here and here. There's a piece broken off here, so I have to deal with that. But the customer had ordered bearings and unfortunately ordered the wrong ones. So what I'll do is, first of all, label all the parts here so I know exactly how they go back together again. I'll take this apart and then show you how each of the components work on a glider rocker. I've got everything taken apart now. So this is the chair, and there are four bolts here that are on bearings. So those connect to the arms. This is the base, and you can see here, this wood's broken out, so I have to repair that as part of this project. But the key part here is this is a base that has four arms on it. So the arms, these ones are also on bearings. So I'll show you the difficult part of taking this apart. So these arms here are connected to the top, and that's what allows this to swing. So this is the gliding action. Now, there's something called a stretcher that goes between these. And the stretcher's purpose is to make sure that these two are running parallel. So it goes like this. But if you don't take the stretcher off, you don't have the leeway to move these back and forth to be able to disassemble them. So the first step in taking apart a glider rocker is take off that stretcher. Sometimes these are round, this one's square, but take that off first. Then what you can do is undo the bolts here. You'll have enough leeway to pull these apart, and then you can disassemble everything. Now what we can do is look at the bearings and see what type of bearings we need. The bearings are inset in the wood, so there's a couple of screws, sometimes two, sometimes three, and you can pull those out. But this is a really rough bearing. I'm going to move my microphone close to this to see if you can hear the grinding sound. So you can hear that's pretty rough. So I'll take these screws out here, we'll take this out, and then we can measure the bearing size. Sometimes the bearings will wiggle out, but sometimes they won't. I use a 5-in-1 tool to help pull them out. The 5-in-1 tool has a bevel on one side, so I can use that for leverage. I'll show you how I do that. So you can see this side's smooth, this side has a bevel. So with that bevel side down, slide it underneath the flange, and then push this down, and it pries it up. So I'll do that all the way around. And there, now we've got the bearing. Now the bearing out, we need to take a couple measurements. The first one is how deep the bearing is, so that's 1/4 inch. Then we need to see how wide it is. Now, don't measure the flange, that piece of metal sticking out the end. We want the body. So measuring across here, I've got 1 1/8 inches. And then the other important part is the bolt here. So it looks like it's a 3/8. Yeah, a 3/8 bolt. So those are the three measurements I'm looking for. I'll go to my bearing supplier, find the part, and order it. Now this is just one example of bearings used in rocker gliders. Sometimes you need to purchase just the bearing itself without the bolt through it. There is another option, sometimes where the platform is concealed, arms like this are used. So there's a bearing in the top and the bottom. You just need to purchase the arm, and you can see it's offset. It's not perfectly straight. So that might be an option for you as well. I'll leave some links in the video description of where you can buy some bearing supplies. And I'm going to order my bearings, and then I'm going outside because we just had a huge snowfall. And for those of you who haven't seen much snow, I'm going to go out and use my new snowblower. This is the size of the battery for the snowblower. It's battery operated. And just for a point of comparison, this is my drill driver, and this is the battery. These are both lithium batteries, so this machine's got a lot of power. We'll go outside, take a look.
Do you have a repair project that you need help with? Book a coaching session with Scott and talk to him one-on-one to get advice based on your skill level and tools. Go to fixingfurniture.com to book your coaching session today.
I'm done with the patch on the base, and I've now received my package that has the bearings. So I'll put these down on the workbench here, and we'll take a closer look at them. This package comes with a set of 8 bearings because I've got 8 locations here I need to replace. And you can see here, they look very similar. Now this is an old style that were cobbled together. It's a bolt that's been welded on there, but this is a proper designed bearing for something just like this. So these get pushed in here. It's a snug fit and then secured so they don't come out. But you see how this flange is attached all one piece? If you buy cheaper ones, this was one from Amazon, you've got the bearing and then this is a retainer clip. Now this retainer clip isn't attached to the bearing, so you might end up with that bearing shifting in the hole, whereas something here, it's more secure. So I would not recommend purchasing something like this. So I'll get these pushed in here. I'll put the retainer screws in and we can start putting it together. Now as I push these in, if they do get a little bit tough, what I do is take my 5-in-1 and just push it down. The screws will also help snug it in a little bit as well. Now it's important to understand the use of washers when using these as well. So once I get to that point, I'll show you where the washers have to go and make sure these are going to operate properly. Okay, now put this together, and there's a washer on this surface and there's a washer inside the mortise here. So we've got metal on either side, and that way this isn't rubbing on wood. The important part is to put a lock washer in or a split washer, and then put the nut in and tighten it up. Now there is a spot here that you can hold the bolt while you're tightening it. So I'll just get this nut threaded here. It can be a little bit tricky to get it on square. Okay. Now I can tighten it. I'll just use a pair of needle nose pliers to get in this narrow gap and tighten that up. And that's it. I'll do that on the other joints as well. With all of these attached and swinging, I can now put this together. So it's tricky to line these up, but what I find is as long as the arms are attached on the base first, it's much easier because they'll swing out of the way when I try to put this together. So here the bolts are interfering with it and they swing out of the way. So I just have to prop this up to the right height, get each of these bolts in, and we're good to go. Okay, so now that this is on here, this is too close to the arm. You can see it doesn't want to line up. What I do is pull the rocker forward, and once you've got these arms out into the open, there's enough leeway here to get the bolts on. Okay, that's 2 on, 2 more to go. Spin this around because it'll be easier to work on it, but if I lift up the back, you can see it's now starting to glide. Now before I tighten the nut on this side, I want to get this arm in, and got a bit of room to get it in there. Now the front arms prevent me from pulling this back to do the nuts up. So what I have to do is pull that forward. It gives me access here and here to be able to put the lock washers in and the nuts. The last part is to reattach the stretchers. Now, as I mentioned before, they keep these running in parallel, but they also act as a safety. And let me show you what I mean by that. The one at the front here prevents it from tipping too far. If I keep pushing this back and back and back, look how far it goes. So if I put that stretcher in place here, it stops it right there. So these are not just for keeping them parallel, but they're a safety device as well. I'll screw these in and we'll take a final look. If you're looking at this funny looking screwdriver, these are Robertson screws. This is what we use in Canada. They're square drive. They've got the best torque you can get on a screw head. And this is like an iconic Fuller screwdriver. I'll just put in the last couple screws here and we're all done. Let's check it out. Now that's a nice smooth rocker glider. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned how to repair this on your own. We've got over 100 repair videos on our channel, so check them out. Please give us a thumbs up, and if you've got comments or questions, put them below. I'd love to read them. Thanks for watching Fixing Furniture.